So we have a new feature for DoorDash Dashers that's being tested that might be a good tool, especially after all the changes, the new Dasher rewards program, all of that. And yes, something that everyone needs to watch out for. If you are a Dasher, it doesn't matter the marketplace. So number one, let's talk about that thing that every single Dasher needs to watch out for. Again, it doesn't matter the marketplace. I don't care, small, medium, or large market, because this pertains to exclusively you and the customer and things that can happen during that delivery. Answer this actually down below in the comments. What's better? What do you prefer? A hand it to me delivery, which is obviously just that, like, hey, I'll meet you at the door, I'll meet you curbside, whatever. You got to hand it to me as a customer. Or the now, I guess, tried and true classic of the contactless delivery. I would guess, let me know if you agree with this, but I like the contactless delivery. It's seamless, it's easy. I don't have to wait for someone either. I can deliver it to a door or a lobby. Boom, take the picture, confirmation, and I'm out of there. But if you're delivering to a hand it to me situation, you have to meet the customer. What happens if you can't locate the customer? Well, then you got to go through the timer process. You got to sit there, wait for that timer to count down. You have to contact the customer. Hey, I'm here. You wanted me to hand it off to you. But what happens if there's a problem and they actually do show up, but you still get a contract violation? How? So listen to this. This Dasher talking on Reddit, a situation which I guarantee it's not actually that rare. So this is why you have to watch out for this. And it reads, I have gotten 2 contract violations since dashing in March. Both times it was that the order never arrived, even though I know for a fact it was the address listed and photos were provided. But this most recent one from last night really grinds my gears. The dude literally walked outside his house, grabbed the food, and waved to me as I was leaving. All this to get free food and ding my account. Also, DoorDash says they'll do something about it and get back to you, but they don't. The first one was months ago, and I've heard nothing since. Sorry, just trying to vent off some steam. What do you do if, in essence, as the hardworking individual making this delivery, they're relaxing on the couch. They're just waiting for you. They're looking at the little icon on the customer side. You're the one working, yet you get scammed. What do you do? Well, in that thread, Dashers were talking like, hey, dude, you need pictures. You need documentation. You need video. You need GPS location. You need dash cam stuff. And here's the thing, especially if you're doing this longer, I'd say 6 to 12 months or more, and or full time, and or you just don't want scammed because no one wants scammed, that stuff's not a bad idea. Having some kind of documentation, yes, you take the standard picture, and if that's all you're going to do, okay, if you eventually do have to leave it at the door, you go through the counter and you take a picture, I'm dropping it at a safe place, contactless, you're going to take the picture anyway. Anyway, take the picture and have context clues and try to clearly show it's their house, their apartment, and get that apartment or house number in that picture as well. But you can double down, and some drivers were talking about this. Let me know down below in the comments if you do this. One driver said, hey, I point my dash cam in my car at the front door and try to capture that. I film myself to the door, or at least I film myself going away from the door without the food. I take a separate picture, I store it, or, and this isn't sponsored, I saw one driver citing a timestamp app which actually pastes GPS information about the location of where that picture was taken. And again, not sponsored. I just looked into that app myself. I haven't used it, but if you're thinking about like, I am slapping some GPS info on there that says the date, the time, the address as a protection measure, you might want to look into that as well. But look at this. Look at this example. Hello, sir. Did you take my food with you? You could have left it at the door. I did. Someone stole my food. I knocked 3 times. Waited for the timer. Took a pic. Left a door. Even have it on dash cam. Send a picture? Yes. I just sent it to you. So here the driver's using that timestamp app and it's like, hey man, I mean, here's your door, here's the number, here's the address, here's the date and the time. And yes, someone could have stolen it after you make this delivery, but here's the documentation. Again, I'm making the delivery, and that honestly is out of your control if something like that happens. This was at like 4 something in the morning, so I don't know. But I mean, that's not the worst idea to have double or triple protection. Like, hey, I was here. My dash cam shows it, my video shows it, or my GPS photo information shows it. Sorry. Next, the new feature that Dashers are seeing, at least in the last couple of months or so. So this is newish, but I don't think a lot of marketplaces have it. Sure, some might have been testing for a couple of months, but you might not have this, or if you do, it might be brand new, so take a look. One driver noted after 15 minutes of clicking I've arrived, they got this prompt. It says, you can now unassign penalty free. Now, I mentioned penalty free, and it's not exactly penalty free because you get no pay. So if the customer cancels, you'll get at least some pay. If you get there and for whatever reason the restaurant is closed when they shouldn't be closed, it hasn't been updated, you get some pay. But here, apparently you don't get any pay, but it doesn't affect your completion rate. Why would that matter? Well, most marketplaces, at least here in the US, have what they've always had for years, 80% completion rate. So you could cancel, not complete 20% of your orders. But just 10 days, 14 days ago, DoorDash in about 9 markets, I believe, updated that 80% to a 90% completion rate. So there's a 10% window to cancel. Long waits at restaurants, emergencies, personal issues, you could cancel now 10% of the time. But additionally, with DoorDash's recently announced Dasher Rewards program, the tiered program, Silver, Gold, and Platinum, that leverages, yes, acceptance rate at 50% and 70% acceptance rate, but a 90 or 95% completion rate for the highest tier of the Platinum drivers. So that could help you if you're going for Platinum status. Again, you got to accept 70%. I know, let me know how you feel about that down below in the comments. But 70% AR and then 95% completion rate for that Platinum status. Is it worth it to be there since I've clicked arrived for 15 minutes and it's not ready, 10 or 12 minutes of actual standing wait time to unassign without pay? That's the kicker. Because I've driven there, I parked, I've walked in, etc., right? For nothing, versus maybe I wait an extra 3 minutes even. If I didn't cancel, it would have been out in another minute or 2 or 3 minutes, and then I get the full pay. And hopefully it's a really good order, like $2 to $3 paid out per mile. So I think that's what you're gonna have to really contend with. Like, yeah, I can unassign without penalty per se, but there is a penalty. Not only do I not get reimbursed at all, then I'm wasting my time and I have lost that quoted pay. And again, it's really going to sting if it's a really good paying order. So if it's really good, $2 to $3 plus, don't immediately jump on that. But then there's other scenarios where it's not worth it. Like, I don't want to click on that. I'm going to lose out on the money and more. So let me know, which side are you on if you get this? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?